In the small town of Kijani, everyone knew everyone. And more importantly, everyone knew everyone's business. If Mama Tunde burned a stew, 3 streets would smell it and 5 people would have an opinion. If Mr. Otieno bought a new shirt, someone would ask how much it cost before he even removed the price tag. But for all its noise, Kijani had one thing it didn't have: fast internet. People had phones, yes. They could send messages, watch short clips if they were patient enough, and argue endlessly in group chats. But uploading anything longer than a minute, that was a test of faith. So when rumors started spreading that a new telecom company was installing a high-speed network tower just outside town, the energy in Kijani shifted overnight. Everyone had a plan. Some wanted to start online businesses. Others wanted to become influencers. A few just wanted to finally watch movies without buffering every 10 seconds. But no one was more ready than Ayo. Ayo was 22, sharp-eyed, and always observing. While others talked, he listened. While others laughed, he studied what made them laugh. He had one goal: to tell stories. Not the old folk tales exactly. He respected those. But he wanted something new. Stories about people like them. About Kijani. About the chaos, the humor, the small dramas that made life interesting. For years, he had been recording short videos on his phone. Skits about market life. Arguments between neighbors. Exaggerated but familiar scenes that made his friends laugh until they cried. But without strong internet, his work never traveled beyond Kijani. Until now. The day the network went live, it was like someone had opened a gate. Within hours, young people gathered at charging stations, cafes, and under the one big mango tree where the signal was strongest. Phones were out. Ideas were flying. Ayo didn't waste time. He uploaded his first proper video that same afternoon. It was simple. A story about 2 friends who borrowed money from each other so many times that neither remembered who owed who, but both refused to admit it. The dialogue was fast, the acting slightly over the top, but the situation too real. By evening, the video had 50 views. By morning, it had 5,000. By the end of the week, it crossed 100,000. And just like that, Ayo became that guy from Kijani. Success didn't arrive quietly. People started recognizing him in the market. Ah, Ayo, the death video. That one was too much, someone would shout. Even elders who didn't fully understand the internet heard about him. His mother, who had once complained that he spent too much time playing with that phone, now introduced him to visitors as my son, the one people watch. But success also attracted something else. Pressure. Do another one, his friend said. Make it funnier. Others added. Post every day. Advised someone who had never posted anything in their life. At first, Ayo kept up. He created more stories about noisy neighbors, overprotective parents, and the chaos of shared transportation. Each one performed better than the last. But then, something changed. He ran out of ideas. It wasn't that life in Kijani had become boring. If anything, it was as dramatic as ever. But now, every time Ayo tried to write, he second-guessed himself. Is this funny enough? Will people like it? What if it doesn't go viral? The same instinct that once made him bold now made him hesitant. Days passed without posting. Then a week. Then 2. People began to notice. What happened to Ayo? As he stopped. Maybe he only had one good idea. The comments online grew louder. And in Kijani, where silence is often filled with speculation, the rumors started. One evening, Ayo sat outside his house, staring at his phone. The screen was blank, but his mind was full, and not in a good way. His younger sister Zuri sat beside him. "You're thinking too hard," she said. Ayo sighed. "It's not that simple." "It is," she replied. "Before, you were just telling stories. Now you're trying to impress people you've never met." "That's because those people are watching," he said. Zuri shrugged. "They started watching because you weren't trying so hard." He didn't respond, but a word stayed with him. The next morning, something small happened. At the local water point, two women got into an argument. Not unusual, but this one escalated over something completely ridiculous. A missing bucket. "I left it here." "No, you didn't." "Yes, I did." "If you did, then where is it?" "I'm asking you." Within minutes, a crowd gathered. Everyone had an opinion. Some defended one side, others switched sides halfway through. And in the middle of it all, a young boy quietly picked up the bucket. It had rolled a few meters away and walked off with it, unnoticed. Ayo, who had come to fetch water, watched the entire scene unfold. And for the first time in weeks, he didn't overthink. He just saw a story. That afternoon, Ayo picked up his phone and started recording. No complicated script, no pressure to be perfect. He recreated the scene exactly as it happened, exaggerated just enough to make it entertaining, but still real enough to feel familiar. He even added the final twist, the boy walking away with the bucket while everyone argued. He uploaded the video without hesitation. Then he put his phone down. By evening, his phone was buzzing again. Messages, comments, shares. "This is too real. I've seen this happen." The boy at the end. Legend. The video spread faster than any of his previous ones. But this time, something felt different. Ayo wasn't just relieved. It felt right. Over the next few weeks, he returned to his original style. Simple, sharp, observant storytelling. He stopped chasing trends and started paying attention again. To conversations, to small conflicts, to everyday moments people usually ignored. And the more he focused on authenticity, the more his audience grew. Not just in numbers, but in connection. People didn't just watch his videos, they saw themselves in them. One day, a visitor came to Kijani, a content producer from the city. "I've been watching your work," she told Ayo. "You have something special. We want to help you take this to a bigger platform." It was the kind of opportunity many would jump at immediately. But Ayo paused. "Will I still be able to tell my stories my way?" he asked. The producer smiled. "That's exactly why we're here." Ayo didn't leave Kijani. Instead, he brought Kijani to the world. With better equipment, wider reach, and more resources, he continued doing what he had always done, turning everyday life into stories people couldn't stop watching. And in a town where everyone once knew everyone's business, something new happened. The world started paying attention too. Years later, people would say that Kijani changed when the internet arrived. But those who knew the full story would say something different. The internet didn't change Kijani. It just gave its stories a louder voice. And Ayo, he simply reminded people that the best stories were never far away. You just had to notice them.